think you have the capacity to fix your problems.
Are you actually allowed to say that?
That seems unprofessional.
Yes, like malpractice.
We'll be expecting a hefty discount.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 comedy drama The Roses. The film is directed by Jay Roach and it stars Olivia Colman, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kate McKinnon, Andy Samberg and Ncuti Gatwa. Right, the film is a loose retelling of the 80s dark comedy The War of the Roses that starred Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito. And it tells the story of Ivy and Theo Rose, a seemingly happily married couple. They've got 2 children. She is an aspiring chef and he is a semi-successful architect. However, they start running into a little bit of trouble when he loses his job, when he builds this ultra-modern building that falls down in a storm, and her career soars and takes off to the stars when she opens her own seafood restaurant called We've Got Crabs. So she really, her career skyrockets. You know, she becomes like the next big chef. And he is then left to raise the children, for the most part on his own, because she's just so busy. And this unhappy arrangement goes on for a few years, essentially. Causes a lot of discontent between them until it gets to the point where they really have had enough and they are not prepared to kind of go on with marriage in its current form. And what transpires then is quite a hilarious series of events as they try to one-up each other in regards to the divorce proceedings. Right, what are my thoughts on The Roses? Well, I knew that this obviously was coming out. I'd seen clips of the trailer and a few other clips here and there, and I'll be honest, I wasn't that interested in it initially. Now, I have seen the original War of the Roses when it came out. I don't think I saw it at the cinema. I don't remember anyway. I could have done. But I certainly remember watching it because there was a big hoo-ha at the time when that film came out, because it was like reuniting Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner and Danny DeVito from the Romancing the Stone films, and Romancing the Stone, Jewel of the Nile. And I'm a big fan of those films. I went to the cinema to see them when I was young. So I was interested in watching it mainly for that reason, even though I understood that it wasn't obviously a sequel to those films. And I remember watching it, and I remember finding it quite, I don't know. I don't know if the comedy really worked for me. It felt a bit dark, the comedy in that sort of thing, and maybe I wasn't mature enough at the time to really appreciate it. I think it's fair to say. So I wasn't overly interested in seeing a remake of that film, or a retelling, or a reimagining, whatever you want to call it. But I've seen a few clips going around on social media of the interactions between Olivia Colman's character and Benedict Cumberbatch's. And I'm not going to lie, I found them quite amusing. So the more I was being immersed in this and the more I was seeing, the more my head was being turned. So I thought, I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to check this one out now. And do you know what? I'm really, really pleased I did. This is ultimately a very, very funny film. The chemistry here between Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman is absolutely fantastic. Their comedy timing is just immense, especially Olivia Colman. She's hilarious, but Benedict Cumberbatch gets his moments to shine as well here in regards to comedy. It is very, very funny. Now, it's not structured exactly the way I expected it to be. Much of the film is filled with a seemingly fairly happy marriage. Early on when they get together, where you see them meeting, you see them with the young children, and, they do seem genuinely in love. And then you see a little bit of discontent coming into the marriage when the roles reverse sort of thing. But because she's making an awful lot of money now from her new celebrity status as this celebrity chef, she kind of says to him, look, build us our dream house, because he's this architect and he wants to kind of express himself creatively. So he ends up building this huge modern architectural masterpiece that it's his, he's just, everyone's in awe of it. It wins awards and everything. So that kind of puts a plaster over the issues of the marriage for a few more years. The kids start growing up, the teenagers now, and they go off to some athletic school sort of thing. And that's really when the problems start, when the kids go. Because you've got to try and face the problems then, and they are just not capable of doing it. So that's when the hilarity starts, basically. The jibes, the nastiness. And then when they full on decide that they're actually going to get a divorce, it goes into overdrive. They're trying to one-up each other. He just wants the house to get out of the divorce. She won't let him have it. So they just keep trying to better themselves, one-up themselves in order to get what they want, and none of them will back down. And that is, it does get some really, really funny stuff going in the film in regards to what they're trying to do to each other. But it's not just at that point when it becomes funny. The comedy is consistent throughout. But like I've said, it's not a thigh slapper. It's not that kind of comedy. It's, if you're the kind of person that likes slapstick comedy or the silliness in like the new Naked Gun film, that sort of thing, you won't like the comedy here. It's actually quite cutting and quite cruel at times, some of the things they do and say to each other, but it's undeniably funny. And Olivia Colman has just got such a potty mouth. She uses the C word a lot in this film, and it's hilarious to hear that word come out of her mouth. But I have seen interviews with her in real life where she says her favourite swear word is that word. So I suspect she probably anchored for it to be put in this film as much as possible. And it is, and it's quite amusing when she comes out and says some of the things that she says. So it's, on one side, it's a nice, easy, lovely watch with tremendous performances. There are other people in the film. You've got Andy Samberg, Kate McKinnon, Ncuti Gatwa. They all play their parts. But in no uncertain terms, believe this, that front and centre here is Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. And they are magnificent together in this film. I could just watch them do this film on stage. It's almost like this would be a fantastic stage play. I don't even know if it has been a stage play. It may well have been. But honestly, when they're on screen together, you just can't take your eyes off them because they're just so magnetic and funny. And the chemistry's so good, and the writing's really clever and smart. It's touching and charming when it needs to be, and it's cutting, cruel, and funny when it needs to be. It's smart. It's written quite smartly, this film as well. So yeah, I'm really chuffed I saw it. If you've had any reservations, then definitely go and check it out. If you're looking for a really well-made comedy with great, strong central performances, I think you'll get a kick out of this one. I certainly did. So that's my thought on The Roses. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for checking out this review, and I will be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.